Hello everyone. So now in this tutorial, let me show you the Android view. So you can see that I actually used the shortcut to open the Android view. In Mac, it is actually, you just need to hold down the command key on your keyboard and then press on the number 1 key on your keyboard. So if you are using a Windows machine, you just need to hold down the control key on your keyboard and then press on the number 1 key on your keyboard. At the top menu, if you just click on View, Tool Windows, you can see this shortcut here. That is actually specific to your platform. So here it is the Android view. Let's open the app folder, open the rest folder, and open the values folder. Double click on this actually custom underline style.xml file that you created in the previous tutorial. So let's add another item to this style. So let's open a tag, item. The name is going to be layout height. So this time just type in here layout, underline height. So just notice that the Android autocomplete feature is helping me to choose the layout height. But what happens if you cannot actually use the layout, this autocomplete feature? Here inside the codes, I just need to hold down the control key on my keyboard and then press on the space key on my keyboard. So now you can see this autocomplete feature and these options. So let's search for layout height. So here I'm gonna just type in height. Now it's gonna actually give me the layout height option. So just press on enter key on your keyboard. Now here, this is the name, right? So let's close this tag and we need to specify the value of the layout height here, right? So the value is going to be again match parent. If you want to, you can change it to wrap content or whatever value you want, right? So I'm gonna just type in match parent. Let's add another item to this style. So just open a tag, item, and this time I want to actually add a shadowing feature to my style. So the name is going to be elevation, right? Let's close this tag. And here, the value here is going to be actually a numeric value, but we should put dp at the end, okay? So I'm gonna actually say, for example, 20 dp, okay? You can use whatever value you want, but I'm gonna just use number 20, right? So let's add another item. So just open a tag, item, and this time the name is going to be gravity. So what is gravity? Again, let's open our web browser. So here you can see that I opened my web browser and I searched for this value. What is gravity in Android Stack Overflow? Okay, so here you can see this is the first link that is opened. It says Android gravity is used to specify how to place the content of the object within the object itself. In another word, Android gravity is used to specify the gravity of the content of the view. Android layout gravity, on the other hand, this is actually another feature, another attribute. I'll talk more about this later, but for now, let's just look at the description. Is an attribution, attribution the child can supply to its parent to specify the gravity the view within its parents. For now, just don't worry about this layout gravity here. For now, here I just want to actually know about this gravity. So let's go back to Android Studio. And here, let's go to this activity underline main.xml. So look at this text view here. This is our text view, right? Hello world. And inside this text view, we have a text. So we have a text view. Inside this text view, we have a text. So what does this mean? This means that the text view itself is the parent and the text, which is this one, hello world, inside this text view is the child of this text view. So there is a parent-child relationship here. We have the parent text view and we have the child text inside that text view. So when we say gravity of this text view, this means that how we want to position the text, which is the child of this text view, how we want to position the text inside this parent, inside this text view. So let's go back to custom underline style.xml file. So let's close this tag, this gravity tag, and here, again, I want to actually see the options, right? Hold down the control key on your keyboard and then press on space key on your keyboard. So look at these options. We have an option for bottom. So here, if I choose bottom, it's gonna actually put the text at the bottom of this text view. If I put center, if I actually choose center, it's gonna actually position the text at the center of this text view. Center horizontal, it's gonna horizontally center the text inside that text view. Center vertical, it's gonna vertically center the text inside that text view. Clip horizontal, clip vertical, and fill So for now, don't worry about these other options, but these are the most important options. Let's choose center horizontal. If you want to, you can choose center, or if you want to, you can actually choose other options in order to see what happens, right? So we'll get to that later, but for now, just let's choose center horizontal. Now, let's add another item to our style. So just open a tag here, and again, item. This time, the name is going to be padding. So what is padding? Again, let's open our web browser. So look at this search result here. What is padding in Android Stack Overflow? So let's actually click on this first link. So this page is opened, right? It says difference between a view's padding and margin. So I'll talk more about margin later, but for now, let's look at the padding. So here it says, let's look at this accepted answer. To help me remember the meaning of padding, I think of a big coat with lots of thick cotton padding. I'm inside my coat, but me and my padded coat are together. We are a unit, right? So let's click on back. Let's actually click on another link. Let's click on this one. So look at this accepted answer. It says padding is for inside or within components, right? Text view, button, edit text, etc. E.g., for example, space between the text and the border, right? Let me show you the Android Studio. Let's go to this activity underline.xml. So look at this text view here. The padding is the space between this text here and this border around this text view here, right? That padding is actually called the inner space. So let's go back to our web browser, and here it says, so here it is actually the description for margin, but hopefully you understand what is a padding in Android. So let's go back to our custom underline style.xml file. Let's close this tag. So here I just need to specify the padding, right? So the padding is going to be again 10 dp. You can put whatever value you want. I just decided to use this value 10 dp. Let's create another item. So this time I want to specify the background color of my style. So let's open a tag and just type in here item. So this time the name is going to be background. Let's close this tag. So here I need to actually put actually the color, right? So let me open the web browser. So we have a website called www.materialpalette.com. So here you can see different palettes. You can see let's click on this icons tab. You can see the different icons here. So I'll talk more about this later. Let's click on colors here this time. Let's click on colors tab. So for example, let's click on pink. So you can see different codes here, right? So for example, this one, A200 is, look at this code here, hashtag FF4081. Let's copy this value, highlight this value and copy it, right click on it, and then click on copy. Let's go to our Android Studio and let's paste this value here. And here on the left sidebar, you can see this little squared pink color here. If I click on it, you can actually choose a different color here, right? So this is going to be the color. And now this is going to be the background color of our style, okay? So let's create another item. So here, let me tell you that before we actually create any styles inside our application, first we need to specify that this style is actually going to be performed, or this style is going to be actually executed on which widget. So let's go to our activity underline.xml here. You can see that we have this hello world text view, right? So I created a style in order to change the style of this text view, right? That style that we created, this one, custom underline style, is going to be related to this text view. So I specifically created this style for this text view. And that's how I actually, for example, specify the layout width. I'm gonna actually, for example, say the layout width, the layout height, elevation, gravity, padding, background. These attributes are going to be the attributes of that text view. Later, you will see that how we can actually change the style of our text view. But for now, you can see that I am providing attributes in order to change the style of a specific text view. So now I'm gonna create another item. So this time, the item is going to be what? The item is going to be text size or text color. Let's, for example, choose this one, text color, Let's close this tag. Let's open our web browser. So for example, I want to change the text color to this one. And let's copy this code here. You can choose whatever color you want. Let's go back to Android Studio and let's paste this value here. So you can see this little blue square here. So that's it. This is going to be the text color. So because this style is going to be specifically for our text view, we can change the name of this style to text view style. Text view style. Right? So let's create another item. Let's specify the text size. So let's create another item name, and here choose text size. Let's close this tag, and here the text size is going to be 50 dp. 50 SP. Remember that we use SP for in order to specify the size, the font size of our text views, of our texts. So it's very important that you actually choose SP instead of DP, right? That's it. This is our style. And now let's go to our activity underline main.xml, and here you can see these two tabs here. Let's switch to text tab, and this is our text view tag here. Let's create a new line here before this ending tag and just type in here style. So now I'm gonna specify the style, and inside the quotes just type in here @style slash. So now I just need to refer to our style name. So it is going to be text view style. That's it. So now let's click on preview on the right sidebar. So here you can see that the style of our text view is actually changed, right? So now you can see that, for example, let's go back to our custom underline style.xml here. First, let's run our application. And let's choose one of those emulators and run the app. So for now, I think that's enough for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'm going to talk more about this style. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.